It's that time. Right around 8:35 in the morning, we do this First Alert weather live stream. Let's get it all fired up. Thanks for tuning in, watching wherever you are. This is First Alert Chief Meteorologist Steve Beylon live in the First Alert Weather Center. We've had some areas of dense fog this morning, and we had a sudden First Alert weather day, what we call a short fuse First Alert weather day, when you have a kind of an event that's going to take place over a small period of time. We really just wanted to make sure people got off to work okay without any issues. It seems like the fog is starting to lift across the area. We have better visibility right now from our Sturgeon Bay sky cam. This is looking out towards the marina from Sonny's Pizza and off to the north and northeast. Temperature right now up to 63 degrees. Now we're still under a dense fog advisory from the National Weather Service until 10 o'clock this morning. But the visibility has gotten quite a bit better. Right now we do have half-mile visibility in Marinette, so still some fog there. 1 mile visibility in Wapaka, but in the Fox Valley the visibility has been climbing steadily, and now it's at a perfect 10 miles in Appleton and in Fond du Lac. So dense fog is fading away. The rest of your day is looking partly cloudy, partly sunny. There's a small chance of a pop-up shower or a thunder shower this afternoon, about a 20% rain chance. High temperature of 78 degrees, cooler upper 60s towards the Lake Michigan shoreline. And speaking of the Lake Michigan shoreline, you'll find more fog developing as we head towards this evening. So here's First Alert Pinpoint Predictor. You can see the fog getting raced away. Like my bad sound effects? Anyway, so a mix of sun and clouds across the area, 1 o'clock this afternoon. And then you can see in the afternoon, just here and there, but not necessarily everywhere. We've got a couple widely scattered showers or thunder showers. They'll pop up in the heating of the day with a little pinch of humidity, and then they'll fizzle out this evening. Not too big of a deal there. Here we are at 8 o'clock this evening. Notice the fog and the cloud cover along the lakeshore. That's going to be kind of backing its way onshore as we get an east to southeast wind, and that warm and moist wind flow coming across the cold waters of Lake Michigan is going to create another round of fog tonight into tomorrow morning. So the fog you saw to start off your Wednesday could be out there again for your Thursday morning commute. Our next weather maker, this is the big thing here that we need to focus in on. Strong to severe thunderstorms late tomorrow. Hail, high winds, locally heavy rainfall possibility. So like today, tomorrow is a First Alert weather day. Friday is also a First Alert weather day. We have back-to-back-to-back 3 First Alert weather days in a row. They're all for different reasons. This morning it was because of the fog. Tomorrow it's because of some of the strong to severe thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening. And then Friday is now a First Alert weather day because of what looks like high winds heading towards northeast Wisconsin. So let's focus in especially on what's happening tomorrow. So to the west, out towards the Dakotas, you can see the rain pushing across the Dakotas. That's near an area of low pressure, which is going to trigger some powerful thunderstorms this afternoon. Bismarck, North Dakota, down towards Sioux Falls into central Nebraska. That's for today. But then tomorrow, especially tomorrow afternoon and evening, we've got the risk right over top of Wisconsin. A level 3 risk of severe weather on the 1 to 5 severe weather scale. It's an enhanced risk of severe weather. Numerous severe thunderstorms will be possible tomorrow afternoon and evening. Straight line wind damage, that's probably the biggest threat. Hail, 1 to 2 inches in diameter. It's the setup where there could even be a couple isolated tornadoes that spin up within a squall line that expands into our area. So we'll watch that situation very closely. Pardon me. First Alert Pinpoint Predictor, 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. That looks like today, doesn't it? Fog, some clouds. That fog thins out. We get back into some sunshine at the noon hour. The sun heats up the atmosphere, becomes a bit more unstable, especially with a little bit of humidity out there. And then that cold front slams into it, and then we get this developing squall line to our southwest. Now, here's 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. You can see the storms perched just southwest of Wautoma. They're probably going to be quick movers, pushing through, I would say, about Waupun into Green Lake County, over towards Wautoma. It's 5 p.m. And then the Fox Cities gets these storms leading into the 6 o'clock hour. Green Bay, probably closer to 6:30. Same thing with Manitowoc. The storms continue to move north and east. Here's 7 p.m. Storms Lakewood over towards Marinette, down the Lake Michigan shoreline. And then later in the evening, the storms are out of here. So by the time you watch Action 2 News at 10 tomorrow night with meteorologist David Ernst, the storms are probably out of northeast Wisconsin. What's done is done. So that's the timing on the thunderstorms according to First Alert Pinpoint Predictor. Now, the timing of the arrival of those storms, that could be tweaked based on the latest information we're getting in the First Alert Weather Center. So we encourage you to watch our newscasts and our weathercasts through today and through tomorrow, and we'll fine-tune the exact arrival of when those thunderstorms are going to be showing up in your neighborhood. So there's your First Alert Super 7-day forecast with 3 First Alert weather days in a row, 3 days in a row where highs are in the upper 70s to about 80 away from Lake Michigan. Again, some big storms tomorrow. And then on Friday, we shift to focusing in on the wind. On the backside of the low pressure system that's going to come on through, west to southwest winds could be gusting as high as 50 miles an hour. When the wind gets that strong, sometimes the National Weather Service issues a wind advisory. Sometimes the wind can cause some minor property damage, like shingles could get blown off of rooftops. You can get tree branches that get knocked down, causing some isolated power outages. If you've got a curbside garbage can, especially after it's been picked up by the sanitation department and it's a lot lighter, not being weighed down by the trash, that lighter trash can get knocked over and blown around a bit. So keep an eye on those winds Friday afternoon. And that wind, it's going to usher in some cooler weather as we head towards this upcoming weekend. So highs will be approaching 80 the next 3 days. And then going into the weekend and early next week, our highs will be approaching 60. So it'll be about 20 degrees cooler. And that wind is still going to be a factor through the weekend, but it should die down Sunday night and going into Monday. Monday looks like the nicest of the next 7 days ahead with some sunshine, calmer air, and highs approaching 60 degrees. So we encourage you strongly to use our free WBAY First Alert weather app. And this is going to come in handy for you tomorrow if we get some severe thunderstorms, because the warnings will get delivered right to your device no matter where you're at. And you'll be able to use our storm track features to see where the storms are going, how intense they are, whether there's any rotation or not in those thunderstorms. And we provide the service for you for free because, well, we like you. We like your family. We want you guys to stay safe. So depending on how you're watching this First Alert live stream, you can scan the QR code on the left side of the screen with your camera phone or your tablet, and it gets downloaded for free to your device. Coming up on Action 2 News at noon and at 4, meteorologist Emily Mers is kind of stepping up to the on-deck circle and into the batter's box, and she'll be updating our forecast and giving you the very latest on what's going on with tomorrow's thunderstorms and Friday's wind. So make sure you give Emily your ear, and I know she would definitely appreciate that. All right, there you go. There's a quick synopsis of what's going on with our weather in just about 5 minutes. So boom, you got that forecast lickety-split here on our live stream. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. Hope you have a good Wednesday. It's a little bit on the humid side, not horribly humid, but definitely a little bit of some stickiness out there. But I promise you that as we go towards the weekend, it is going to be cooler, less humid, and the weather should settle down a bit as we go into early next week. All right, thanks for tuning in. Have a great day. See you around.